Dear friends, today I'm going to show you a completely lethal gambit that will help you win many games. This is a powerful gambit you can play anytime your opponent opens with e4, which is absolutely fantastic because in most games you are going to face this exact move. And the good thing about this gambit is that it's played with the black pieces. I don't bring you many gambits for black, and this one is spectacular. The first time it was played against me, I was totally stunned. I didn't even know what they were doing to me. First, we're going to start with the Scandinavian defense. Wait, we're not going to talk about the Scandinavian defense? It's a gambit that starts with the same move as the Scandinavian defense. Here, the only correct move for white is to capture this pawn, because if they do anything else, we'll capture and be in a great spot. So, what happens when they capture with the pawn? If we capture with the queen, we're already in the Scandinavian defense. Well, no, we're going to play the knight f6 variation. A spectacular variation. Without a doubt, attacking this pawn will bring us incredible success. Why is that? Well, it's because white simply doesn't know how to defend against this specific gambit. First off, chess teacher, what would you say is the most common move for white in this position? It's this one, knight c3. They think they're defending this pawn, but they're really not. Why? Because we're attacking it with two pieces, the knight and the queen. Therefore, we'll continue with knight takes pawn. Here, the most common move, again, is knight takes knight, and now queen takes knight. Differences from the normal Scandinavia? First, we have a great queen because she can't be kicked out. There's no knight that can kick her out. So this queen is tremendous. And best of all, it hides some tricks that are very hard to stop. Our opponent won't be able to stop all these tricks, I assure you. That if you're playing at an intermediate level of 2000 ELO or below, this gambit is impressive. What's the most theoretical and common move here? D4. It makes a lot of sense. It places a pawn in the center very well and also allows both bishops to develop. It's probably the best move. And so, here's where our plan begins. Pay attention because it's very simple. If you pay attention to this video, you'll be able to use it very well. Knight c6. What does knight c6 do? Well, the first thing is obvious, right? It threatens the d4 pawn with the queen and the knight. We could also play this trap if instead of d4 they play knight f3 first, which is also very common. The idea is that now, if they haven't played it before, they'll have to play it now because we're attacking the pawn with two pieces. Now watch this move because it's the key. Knight b4. A very important and excellent move. Wait, chess teacher, if you're not threatening anything, don't pull my leg. You're not threatening anything at all because these 2 points are well defended. Watch out, the threat is lethal. What is the threat? Playing queen to e4 check and having this queen also support the c2 point. Therefore, here we could capture knight takes c2, check, and win the rook. So here, most logical moves like a3, trying to kick the knight, c3, c4, or any other, don't defend anything, and we can play queen to e4. For example, the most common one here is c3, fortifying the center and threatening the knight. And here, logically, they've already fallen into the trap. By the way, I have the best news in the world, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Check out what I have here. My new book is now available. How exciting! I'm going to stand up to show it to you properly because you're going to love it. Look, this is my new book, The Secrets of Real Progress, available in Spanish and in English too, in both languages. I'm going to explain why it's spectacular. This book has three phases, three parts, okay? It's like three books in one. The first part, this one here, I explain the difference between players who progress and those who don't progress in chess. So many years of experience have served me well, and I'm going to put it in this book so that you can be that small percentage of players who progress. Here are all the keys. The second part, I teach you how to improve your tactics. Look, all of this. Tactics are what decide the vast majority of chess games, and I'm going to teach you how to recognize patterns and how to apply them correctly to win many games. And the third part of the book is the most fun of all, a massive training. Watch. What is this massive training about? Well, I've put in real game situations, moments where one of the two sides can win the game with a tactical theme, and you'll have to solve it. So I've put it in 100 examples. You're going to have 100 examples to practice. It's a super practical book. Spectacular, right? And at the end, you have solutions, logically. Let's see if I can find it. Here, you have solutions. I've put this book in physical format. That is, you can buy it so that it arrives at your house like this, as a regular book, okay? Or also, if you want it a bit more affordable, in digital format so that you can download it immediately upon purchase, and you'll have it available digitally for your computer, your tablet, your phone, wherever you want, okay? And really, both options are really well priced, whether you want the book for your home or if you want to download it digitally. I'm going to leave the links down here in the description so you can get it both digitally and physically, okay? And in both Spanish and English. You're going to love it, I assure you. This book is a great key to start progressing for real, as the title itself says, in chess. Well, how should we continue? Let's get to the most important part with queen to e4. You remember what we were threatening over here, right? Good. We're threatening this whether they block with one bishop, the other, or the queen. The threat remains the same. Let me explain. If they block with the bishop, it's very simple. Check, and I take the rook. And if they come with the queen, don't really worry. It's the same. They aren't threatening our queen if we give a check first. Check. They must move the king. We exchange queens. Important, huh? We exchange queens first, and then we capture the rook. Got it? This is the important part. For example, the most common thing is they block with the bishop, we jump with the knight, check, and we take the rook. And the good thing about this line isn't just that we take a rook. Well, yes, but there's something better. On top of that, they won't be able to win back this night. Let me explain, because this is very interesting. Now, if they try to capture this knight, for example, by moving the bishop to attack it, we can always return via the c2 square because it's defended by the queen. And here's a little trick I'm going to show you now. Also, if you want, you can play queen to d5, attacking this point, you capture it, then you bring the knight out through here, okay? But pay attention to this little trick. They threaten the knight. Fine, we try to move it out. Now, there's a move that seems to win back the piece. Bishop to d3, because it threatens the queen and threatens the knight, both pieces at once. If you move the queen back, they'll take the knight. The idea is that here we have knight takes bishop check available, and when they capture, queen takes pawn. But there's a much more fun move, huh? Which is the one I always make when they try to win the knight, and it's queen takes bishop. Look at how wonderful! We sacrifice the queen, right? They must capture no matter what, because otherwise they'll lose another piece. And then knight takes pawn, check, and I'm going to take the queen. For example, in this position, as you can see, if we count the material, we have two rooks and two pieces against one rook and two pieces. A piece out. And now the line I'm going to show you is super, super, super important. Pay attention. There's a way for the white pieces that seems like they save themselves. Seems so, anyway. Let's review first, because this is important. E4, D5. How about you here? Pawn takes pawn, and instead of capturing with the queen, we played knight to F6. Knight to C3, we capture, and after the exchanges here, they can either play knight to F3 first or D4. Knight to C6, attacking this pawn with two pieces. Knight to F3, defending. And now, the key move, knight to B4. Well, first of all, you should know one thing. For example, with C3, there's a way it seems white saves themselves. After this check, queen to e4 check, the correct move for the white pieces seems to be king to d2. Strange move, right? He moves the king toward the center. But let's see, if we understand the threat, which was knight to c2, this move is great. It's a very functional move because it moves the king out of check and defends the c2 square for the knight really well with both king and queen. Chess teacher, is my attack over here? No. First of all, good news for those of you with a short memory. There is a line here to draw if you want. You just give check. The king can't come here because of the knight. He has to go back to either e1 or e2. It's the same because we're going to give check. And here, if you want, you can just keep repeating and it'll be a draw by the threefold repetition rule. Now, for those of you like me who want to win the game and also troll your opponent a bit, you have a move available here that's spectacular. Watch closely. E6. Wait, chess teacher, you're going completely crazy. You're hanging your knight. What's going on here? Well, this is going to be the mistake that ends up costing them the game. Why? Because if they take the knight, bishop takes pawn, and it's nothing less than checkmate. With the bishop and the queen, we don't let the king escape anywhere, and there's no piece that can block the check. Therefore, this would be checkmate. Spectacular, right? And now comes a very important part of the video, which is when they play c4. What should I do, chess teacher, if they threaten my queen? I'll show you. E4, d5, pawn takes pawn, knight f6, knight c3, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, queen takes d5, d4, knight c6, knight f3. I put it in locomotive mode here, huh? I went fast, didn't I? The idea is that we're going to play knight b4, right? We've seen that if they play c3, a3, or something else, we'll play queen e4 and win here. But what happens if they threaten my queen directly? Okay, let's stop and think for a moment. Let's reason it out. They're threatening our queen, yes, but we already wanted to move the queen, right? We wanted to play queen e4, check. Good. Whether they block with a bishop, the other bishop, or the queen, it's the same, right? Knight c2, check. I take the group. But what happens? Well, we know the move that seems to escape is king d2. And now things change a bit. It changes because now we can't do the perpetual check anymore because the king escapes. So what do we have to do here? It changes a bit, but don't worry, it's very simple. The idea is that here we're going to do the following. We're going to play bishop f5. A move that keeps pressing our position. Don't tell me it's not wonderful. It's true that we don't have mate or anything like that for now, but the opponent's king is in the center of the board, very poorly placed, and our pieces seem perfectly placed, right? Both the queen and the bishop are attacking this point, which, together with the knight, threatens knight c2 again, attacking the rook, and also this pawn here that's going crazy. See? So what do the white pieces have to do here? Careful, let the alarm bells ring, because here the opponent has only one move that seems very aggressive. I'll explain it to you. Moving the queen to a4 is actually the only move available that offers any kind of counterplay. But don't worry, because we're winning here. Let me break it down and explain why. Okay, they check us and take our knight. Don't worry, we move the knight back and they also pin our knight and can keep threatening us. Our opponent is going to rub their hands here and say, it is impossible for him to beat. I am going to win a piece. Don't worry, we are completely winning here. Many of you might be thinking, I will castle, right? Long, put the rook here, and they cannot capture me because this pawn is pinned. Well, that would not be a bad idea, but there is a much better one. The idea is to play e6 directly. Why? Chess teacher Jen, you were going crazy and hanging your knight. Right. Yes, and in fact, they must take it, because if they do not, we are going to take this pawn ourselves, and after pawn takes pawn, queen takes pawn, we have won a pawn. The king is in bad shape. The bishop checks. The king is, or rather, the opponent is in bad shape. Excuse my phrasing. And besides, we have an extra pawn. So here, there's nothing better than accepting the sacrifice and taking this knight. Oh, my friend, you have dug your own grave. Now then, long castle, it is a fascinating move. Why? We check the king. It cannot be blocked by the knight because we would take it, nor by the bishop because we would take it. So there is only one solution here. And what is it? The king has to escape through c3. There is no other way. See? And so here there is a great move. Let us see if you are able to find it. I'm just going to give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3, which is rook d3 check. They can only take with the bishop, and now queen takes bishop would be checkmate. Thanks to this bishop that cannot, or rather does not let the king escape, and this would end up being checkmate. So this gambit will allow you to win many games with black. Save this video so you do not lose it, because otherwise you will say, where was that great video from Chess Teacher? And you'll never find it again. Save it well, okay? Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and above all, stay tuned, because this is really good news. This book is now available, and I am completely convinced that it is going to help you make real progress in chess. I have written it very well. It is easy to read for everyone. You are going to love it, and it's fun too, because it has a practical part that you can study for a very long time. As you know, it is available in physical format. If you are one of those people who likes to receive it at home and have the physical book, or in digital format, which is even more affordable, right? And you will also have it available forever. So I will leave it for you in the description, and you can choose in Spanish or in English, in physical or in digital. I hope you love this video. Leave a like if you want more videos like this. Subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss any videos, and we will see each other tomorrow, as always, in the next video, friends. Bye.